So you're not selling your work right now. Um, Maybe you're not even showing it in public. I think that's probably a question that a lot of people will ask you as you continue to make art. Does that really make you an artist if you're not letting hardly anyone see your work? And as I work here today, I'm going to kind of discuss this issue because I think it comes up with most artists at one time or another. Some people do show quite a bit. Some people are lucky enough to sell. But does it mean you should stop if you're not doing that at this moment? Showing work isn't always what it's cracked up to be, especially today in galleries, since the entrance fees are quite stiff sometimes, and a gallery will take quite a bit of your profits, and as a result, you kind of walk away feeling, did I get what I really needed out of this? And shows can be kind of frustrating too, because even though you may have a solo show, there will be other people in the audience that will come in and tell them their story instead of talking to you. So a lot of times you end up listening to other artists at your own show. Also, you have to consider today how many galleries are going out of business. It's very difficult to make a living as a gallery owner. I've seen many go out of business in my lifetime, and some seem extremely successful at moments, and then business really dropped off, especially in an economic downturn. So, all these questions I'm sure most of you think about. I definitely do. And yeah, something to consider. Also, the majority of an audience at a gallery show will be at the opening, and after that, a lot of times the attendance really drops down. So you have to ask yourself how many people are truly seeing your work, especially in our social media world right now. Without question, you're going to get more exposure from people seeing you online than to physically see your work. In fact, a lot of times I really hate it when some of my artist friends have shows, but they may be in California or New York and other places. I can't go and see them. But so it's always nice to see their social media presence to know or to get an idea of what the show is like. That's not to say I'm against showing your work. If you have an opportunity to do so, absolutely take it. But there are some things to consider. The cost of taking your work to that show physically, and getting it ready for presentation. If you are a famous artist, of course, everything's going to be done for you. But most artists are struggling, and to mount a show takes quite a bit of time and money to do so. So if you're not showing your work in exhibitions, you're in good company. Throughout art history, this littered with many artists that maybe showed early on in their career and then kind of hit a mid zone and their popularity kind of waned. Or there's people that started late and made it. Here are some rough copies as I talk about this topic. These are the backgrounds I make for a lot of my paintings. All of my work starts off abstract, as you see in these. These are made with ink and a little bit of a spray bottle to get some of the effect. I also have some here in color, and these can go either vertical or horizontal. But these are things I make when I'm not thinking about the ideas I'm trying to work with. I just kind of make backgrounds. I think there's something to be said for having a body of work and continuing to push yourself and go in different directions, but while maintaining some of the things that have worked for you. And if you're not showing right now, it's a good time to continue pushing those things. I think a lot of artists that do become successful, they will be required to stick in a particular style in order to have their name known and to make money. At that point, art becomes a business. And That's fantastic. If you love what you're doing and you love that style, that's incredible. But I do know artists that get frustrated after having been in several shows, and they are kind of pushed to stay in one particular style. So if you're not showing and you're not really getting it out there, the best thing to do is just to continue working. And I've talked about that in my videos many, many times. I often go back to things like this. These are my little sketchbooks I like to go into. This is my new brush that I found just recently called the Kuretake Bimoji brush. Very inexpensive, but I like the way you can get really fine detail with it. But also you can also go with wide strokes if you use the brush. The brush pens are fantastic, and they do really have a really nice look to them. So even if you're not showing or selling your work right now, building that body of work is something you should definitely be focusing on. You never know when something will arise, an opportunity, and you've got that solid core that you've been developing. So don't be hard on yourself. Keep working, keep trying, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching today.